Hello guys, welcome back to the episode of today's show. Now today we're going to be talking about the top 5 alternatives or cheaper alternatives to the Rolex infamous Datejust. Number 1 pick, the Seiko SARB 033. Now the Seiko SARB is a pretty classy looking watch, has a very simple classic dial. This one being pictured is with a black dial. Now this watch, the SARB 033, is powered by Seiko's premium 6R15 caliber, which is a self-winding automatic movement. It does have hand winding and it is hackable at the same time. Now it also is the same caliber that powers most of the Seiko Prospex line of watches, but the Seiko SARB is in the Presage line of watches. Now this movement has a generous 50-hour power reserve, which is pretty amazing for its price point. Now we have a date display at the 3 o'clock position. The crown is not screwed down, it's a push and pull crown. Seiko states 100 meters of water resistance, and we do have some really nice finishing touches on this watch. Those nice curved lugs are brushed on the top and polished on the sides with the S on the Seiko crown. Now the bracelet's a pretty standard kind of oyster type bracelet. And it does not have screws. We do have the pins on this one. Now this watch also has getting back to the movement, the 6R15 wonderful movement produced by Seiko in-house. It has actually 23 jewels, which is pretty good. Now the whole bracelet is brushed. We're looking at a 38 millimeter diameter case by 11.2 millimeters thick. Now this watch can be anywhere, in my experience, from about 10 to 15 seconds plus or minus a day. It's definitely an excellent timepiece. I mean, for the price you're paying, you're getting a pretty high quality watch. Also comes with a see-through case back there so you can see the beautiful movement at work. Now the actual hand winding on this watch is pretty smooth. So as the one below this watch, in my collection, would be the Seiko SARY 055, and then comes this watch, the SARB, which is a little smaller at 38 millimeters. And this has the upgraded movement, the 6R15, compared to the other movement in my watch that I own. But nonetheless, this is a great bang per buck piece. It's definitely affordable for the general public. The quality is definitely there. The finishing is definitely up there also. Now, that's going to be my number 1 pick, and before I get on to the next one, let me just say there is no order I'm doing this in from best to worst. Now at number 2 is the Ball Engineer 2. Now Ball is a company with a long history. Some people might not have heard of Ball, but they produce a lot of luxury watches. They are pretty nice watches, and I'm going to get into one specific model that kind of resembles the Rolex Datejust. That's the Ball Engineer 2. And here it is right now on the screen. As you can see, the lume is kind of cool, 2 different colors on the dial. Ball has been around since 1891. Now let's get into some basic specifications and pricing on this piece. Now this exact model of the Ball Engineer 2 is the Marvelite edition. Now this watch can be had for about under $2,000 or pre-owned probably at about $1,200. Now it's using an automatic caliber Ball RR1103 movement. Water resistance is at 100 meters. The crown is screwed down, of course. We do have an anti-reflective sapphire crystal, a 40 millimeter diameter, and the width of the watch, or the height, is 13.15 millimeters. So pretty good proportions there. We do have a nice insignia on the back, which Ball does very nicely. This watch kind of reminds me of the Rolex Datejust 2, not the 36 millimeter Datejust. So it's kind of nice to have this in there for a variation. We do have that Rolex Cyclops at the 3 o'clock, as you see, over the date with the 2.5 magnification. Now Ball produces luxury timepieces, and they definitely pulled this one off pretty well. It is a bit Rolexy, but this video is about alternatives to the Rolex Datejust. Now, compared to paying, $6,000 for the Rolex Datejust 2, which this watch is definitely modeled after, this watch sells for about, $2,000 or pre-owned even cheaper. You can definitely get a great deal. Coming in at number 3 is the Bulova Precisionist. Now this is definitely a way cheaper, affordable option. The Bulova Precisionist is using some pretty cool technology. Now as you might see, the second hand is sweeping, but this is indeed a quartz watch. Like as I was saying, this is a quartz watch. And this is the Bulova model 96B129 Precisionist. It's a super accurate watch, and this one I believe has the blue dial. As you see, we have a date at the 3 o'clock, 44 millimeter diameter. It is a little bigger. It's 12 millimeters thick, made of complete solid stainless steel, has a push and pull crown, so we do not have a screw down crown on this piece. More of a dressy watch in my opinion. And it also comes with a 2-year warranty from Bulova as usual. Now I want to get into this technology behind this super quartz movement, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So the Bulova Precisionist technology basically addresses the issue by adding a third prong to the quartz crystal, and that increases the total vibrations to 8 times the frequency of a standard quartz watch. So the Precisionist is a quartz watch with a second hand that beats 16 times per second, while those on the standard quartz watches beat only 1 time per second. So as a result, the continuous motion of the Precisionist hand is even more fluid than all mechanical second hands that only beat 8 to 10 times per second, which is, automatic watches. Now with the frequency of 262.144 kilohertz, the Precisionist offers the highest vibrational frequency available in any watch today. The dramatic increase in frequency diminishes the effect of temperature fluctuations and produces extraordinary precision. Now most quartz watches are accurate to 15 seconds a month, but guess what this bad boy right here can do? The Bulova Precisionist is accurate to 10 seconds a year. Just imagine that. That is some accuracy that you will not find on any high-end automatic timepiece, or any quartz piece either. Now this watch is not too expensive. I believe it's below actually $200 for this exact model, and I will throw a link in the description. Definitely a great piece. And yeah, let's get on to the next one. Now coming up next at number 4 is the Raymond Weil PARSIFAL. Raymond Weil PARSIFAL. Now this watch kind of really looks like a Datejust, especially with the Roman numerals on this particular model here. Now this watch, it is lug to lug at about 46 millimeters. We're looking at about 39 millimeters on the diameter, about 10 millimeters thick, not that thick. But in my opinion, this watch looks really, really classy. And it does have 100 meters of water resistance. Now we have a sapphire crystal on the front, and we have a sapphire crystal displaying the automatic movement on the back. Now this exact model being shown is kind of the two-tone model with the rose gold. We do have a butterfly clasp. There you see the movement right there. It's a little decorated by Raymond Weil. The rotor is changed. Some finishing is applied. Nothing too major. But it is a Swiss automatic movement in there. Now coming up at number 5 is the Seiko SGF 204, or the James Bond famous watch, A View to Kill, whatever that movie was called. And this watch is definitely affordable compared to the one I just reviewed, the Raymond Weil, which is about $1,600 new on the gray market. This watch is a quartz piece made by Seiko in a two-tone Jubilee bracelet with a fluted gold-plated bezel. It has a day and a date at the 3 o'clock. It's extremely thin. The bracelet is not completely solid. We do not have solid end links either, but I have owned this watch myself, and it's really not that bad of a watch. It's very light and pretty comfortable. Now getting to some main specifications on this piece. So we are looking at a 37 millimeter diameter. The crown is push and pull. It is only 30 meters or 3 ATM in water resistance. The exact model number of this one is SGF204. It sells for about $135, which is pretty cheap for a watch. It has a hardlex crystal, which is made by Seiko, of course. And it is using a Japanese Seiko quartz movement made by Seiko again. Now the great thing about Seiko is they make pretty much everything themselves, which makes owning a Seiko actually owning a Seiko. Now, of course, we do have the day and the date at the 3, and it's definitely a pretty nice looking watch. And that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, found some useful things here. Maybe saw some watches you never knew about before, stuff like that. So if you enjoyed the video, definitely share the video with your friends. Give me a like. Definitely subscribe to the channel, it helps me out. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.